haroeh bashoshani todili ani lo haroeh bashoshani mizotola min hamidbar mizotola mikuteret mor ulevona todili ani lo haroeh bashoshani todili ani lo haroeh bashoshani libatini achoti kala libatini kala libatini achoti kala libatini kala todili ani lo haroeh bashoshani todili ani lo haroeh bashoshani uri tafon uvo itema uri tafon uvo itema todili ani lo haroeh bashoshani todili ani lo haroeh bashoshani.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. How lovely to be together, although I have to say, I am missing you all so much. I wish we could be together in person. It kind of physically hurts to know that Shabbat is approaching, Shabbat is here, and we won't be able to be in the same room and hug each other. I'm glad we have this, but I also have to admit, this is just not enough. So thank you for being here. As we begin this pre-recorded service, I just want to remind you, I hope you will have Shabbat candles handy. If you don't have them now, you can pause in the service and go get them. Please find yourself a comfortable place to sit and to stand, comfortable, but in a way where you can be alert, where you can be aware and present and participating with the service. It might help if your phone were away, even in an entirely different room. Remembering always that you can pause if you want more time to pray, if you want to muse a bit or look out the window, that's easily available to you now. And entering this Shabbat, I am thinking especially of Roz Monahan, who would have become bat mitzvah this weekend, and I am sad that we can't do that together. But you, Roz, are very much in our hearts, Suzanne and mine, as is everyone. And also this Shabbat, we are poised between Yom HaShoah and Yom HaZikaron. So this is a heavy week on the Jewish soul as we honor and remember all those lost in both the Shoah and in the wars defending the state of Israel. Their memories are a blessing, and their memories are not far from us right now. As we enter into the mood of Shabbat, I want to offer this prayer written by D.L. Lang. And you will keep Shabbat. Keep it safe from the weekly toil and learn to just be. And I will protect Shabbat. Protect it from the hurry and learn to be slow. And we will guard Shabbat. Guard it against worldly sorrows and know true joy. And it will keep us inching towards holiness connected, closer. Together, we watch this space and marvel. Together, we enter this space to be refreshed. Let us prepare to light our Shabbat candles. First, by reading together this focusing prayer at the top of the page. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. We are purposefully including Dodi Li and Yedid Nefesh, traditional Shabbat songs, but for me, these always carry the spirit of springtime within them. So let's continue with Yedid Nefesh.
Yai dai 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 dai, ya dai 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 yai, dai 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 yai, dai dai dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Yedid nefesh harachman, Yedid nefesh harachman, Mishochadecha, Eretz onecha, Mishochadecha, Ya la 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 la, Eretz onecha. Yarut abdecha kimo aliyah, yishtachave ya la 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 el muhadarecha. Yedid nefesh harachman, Yedid nefesh harachman, Mishochadecha, Eretz onecha, Mishochadecha, Ya la 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 la, Eretz onecha.
Let us continue with the Baruch Hu, the official call to worship, giving us the chance to refocus ourselves, to be present once more to this experience of prayer. It is customary to rise for the Baruch Hu, to listen to the first line, which is an invitation to us, and to respond together by singing the second line.
ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed Yai lai lai Yai lai Yai lai 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 Yai lai lai Yai lai lai Yai lai lai Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
If you are standing, would you be seated, please? Let's continue with Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'aderech, uv'shochtecha uv'kumecha, uv'shartam meot hayadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam, Amzuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim V'hiyot lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem.
For some of us, each day seems like every other day these days. Not for all, but for some. All the more important, therefore, to remind ourselves that there is Shabbat, that this day is unlike all the rest. Yismachu.
Yismachu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei onei Shabbat. Yismachu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei onei Shabbat. Mikarshe Shabbat, Kulam yismeru, veitongu mituvecha Shabbat, Yismechu b'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei onei Shabbat, Yismechu b'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei onei Shabbat. Uvashvi ratzita po v'kidashto Shabbat, chemdai yamim oto karata Shabbat, yismechu b'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, B'korei onei Shabbat, Yismechu b'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei onei Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat, Zecher l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat, Yismechu b'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei onei Shabbat, Yismechu b'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei onei Shabbat.
As we prepare for the Amidah, I'll ask you to rise if you're able to. We'll offer this invocation that moves us into the time and spirit of Amidah, and then have some quiet. And it's up to you what to do or not do then. You might pray Matbeah HaTfilah. You might breathe and meditate. You might offer your own prayers, or in the spirit of these times of Sfirat HaOmer, of counting the Omer, you might challenge yourself right now with counting your blessings, for example. And Suzanne will bring us back together through music. As always, if you wish more time, simply hit pause. You have all the time you need. Let's rise as we are able to for the Amidah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagit hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech hador lecho hashalom. Ki ata hu melech hador lecho hashalom. Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We are in this time so aware of health and illness and the need for strength and healing. As a community, we offer our prayers for healing to Shotzi Abramson, Nanette Barkus, Rita Beckman, Dina Bedak, Denise Brown, Antoinetta Caputo, Dawn Cole, Liz Fairman, Susan Fiore, Ricky Lynn Gans, Ed Geffner, Michael Glass, Corey Gustafson, Emily Harris, Carl Herman, David Hollander, Lee Hawkins, Tirza Haywood, Beverly Jones, Janice Calden, Marilyn Calden, Helen Kaplan, Bella Katzen, Stephen Katzen, Jeffrey Keene, Jack Lamphere, Stephen Loeb, Daryl Lerner, Nelson Lerner, Nancy Levy, Jack Lichtman, Andrew Marks, Aileen Matlow, Jerry Mavrinack, Karen McKinney, Stephen Messer, Fiona Michael, Jennifer Mills, Jessica Novick, Wendy Nudell, Leticia Pangupalan, Robert Patterson, Ronald Peck, Roz Perlman, Howard Ragwin, Nancy Salson, Jeffrey Craig Scheidel, Leslie Shahar, the Sharma family and Devon, Roger Sosha, Annie Stern, Gerald Traxler, Linda Traxler, Judy White Hinkle, and Lucy Wright. And let me encourage you to say the names aloud of any other people that you are thinking of for our healing prayer as I turn to the text of the Misha Berach. Please share it. With whom, for whom are you asking for healing today? Let's sing together.
מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May thy source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make Mishebeirach Imoteinu Mekor HaBracha Lavoteinu Lesposini of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We join together to pray for all of those who are ill, to summon strength for them, strength and tenderness and perseverance and wisdom and support of many kinds as they move through their difficulty. These are indeed days of great difficulty all around the world. And this week, as it happens, reading in the book of Leviticus, we read the double portion of Tazria and Metzora, two portions that deal with illness and distancing. And so since they are a double portion this year, and they are in this climate of illness and distancing, I have to say, it feels like a quadruple portion of distance and vulnerability right now. And that is not easy. The traditional translation for tzora'at, for the illness that's mentioned in these Torah portions, is often leprosy, or today Hansen's disease. But scholars tell us that that was certainly not what was referred to or known in the time of the Torah, but rather it refers to some sort of skin ailment or ailments. But more importantly, it refers to a spiritual impurity called tameh, which is often translated as unclean, meaning but that doesn't mean, that word is deceiving, because it doesn't mean the opposite of clean, as in dirty, but rather within the Hebrew, it represents the opposite of holy, not profane, but perhaps better said, anti-holy. So what do we do when someone is carrying anti-holiness, when their presence would remove, eliminate the holiness from sacred people and sacred places? So the Torah says that that person has to be removed from the camp and be outside the camp for a period of days until they can be inspected. And the Talmud in Moed Katan 5a tells us that the person who is outside the camp with tzora'at, working outside there, must call out tameh, tameh, anti-holy, anti-holy, as they do their work. And the rabbis debate, why is this? And they ask, is it to warn others to stay away, or is it to ask for the prayers of others on that person's behalf? And the conclusion is that the reason they say tameh, tameh, that repetition, is for both to warn others and to ask for their support. Many of us in contemporary Western society lead lives that are designed to push away vulnerability. We earn money to protect us against what might happen. We exercise to keep our bodies strong and infallible. We entertain ourselves lest our minds wander into dark places. We build houses with strong walls to keep out the weather. And certainly in case of hurricane or economic downturn, it is good to have those defenses up. But we fool ourselves into thinking that we are well protected by all of those things. And walls, of course, are both external and internal. Some people build emotional walls, declining to share their emotions, their fears, their realities, their full selves with the other people in their life, whether family members or coworkers or friends. They hope that this will protect their insides. So this week in the double portion and in this week of virus in the world, I want to suggest that that is not the case, that we are in fact vulnerable, that we are defenseless in many ways. And I want to suggest that you take some time to sit and acknowledge your vulnerability, to sit with the realization that we are not in control of our lives. No matter our bank accounts or our job titles or the walls we've built around us, the masks we wear, we are defenseless before a virus, within the cosmos, before God. We are defenseless. So this Shabbat, consider giving yourself a few minutes at least of being open, of admitting that you are not in charge, not of the world, not even of your own life. Experience that reality emotionally, physically, soulfully. We are reminded of that now, but it's always been true. Shabbat Shalom. Let us continue with Kaddish Yatom, in which we are once again reminded of the vagaries of life and how very little we are in control. Together as a Temple Emanuel community, we are mourning the recent passing of Sam Wilmot. And this Shabbat, between Yom HaShoah and Yom HaZikaron, we mourn for all of those killed in the Shoah and all of those killed defending the state of Israel. And this week we observe yortzites of loved ones: Jack Applebaum, Kurt Block, Edith Bob, Kate Charney, Dominic David Gianese, Molly Halprin, Bella Hepner, David Isaacman, Morris Calden, Raymond Kaplan, Judy Mara Korovesis, Leo Lader, Sid Liebskind, Stephen Meltzer, Charles Nelson, Natalie Newhauser, David Olesko, Sheldon Scott, Barney Shanks, Harvey Schneiderman, Esther Seifer, Barbara Sue Silver, Ray Weinberg, and Stanley Zeitlin. Please say aloud names of others that you are remembering, especially today, as we prepare ourselves to offer Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's prayer. And it is the custom to have those who are in mourning to rise as this is offered, and in our community, for all those to stand in solidarity with the mourners as we say these words. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal k'mei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Ose shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated. We are going to conclude our service with Ein Keloheinu. And as we move out of this video and into Shabbat, I hope it is a beautiful and special one for you and delicious one for you. And I want to share the reminder that sometimes striving to be invulnerable is what makes us most vulnerable. Instead, let us live with openness to the world and to God. This song, Ein Keloheinu, reminds us that there is nothing but God, that the self, the mystics would tell us, is an illusion. The boundary between us and everything else is only a thin veil. Let us allow God to fill us and fill our lives as God already does. And let's sing that together.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadoneinu, ein Kimakeinu, ein Kmoshiinu, ich Eloheinu, ich Adoneinu, ich Kimakeinu, ich Moshiinu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Moshiinu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adoneinu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Shabbat